Thank you, Chairman Hefner and members of the committee. My name is Kate Bierly. I'm the Higher Education Policy Analyst at the Texas Public Policy Foundation, and I strongly support House Bill 127. My research into foreign influence has identified several vulnerabilities in the current framework of the reporting system. For example, a staggering $2.2 billion in foreign funding has gone undisclosed, enabled by ambiguous federal guidelines. Our current framework comes from a congressional law that was passed back in the 1970s that requires disclosure of foreign funds valued at $250,000 or more. Yet, as I just mentioned, billions of dollars go unreported in Texas due in large part to the fact that there is no mechanism for compliance under the law. The real danger isn't just that the funds are unreported, it's what they buy. And the pattern is clear. Foreign entities, they target our cancer, our medical, and our engineering centers, fields that directly impact our national security. For example, UT, the MD Anderson Medical Center, received $61 million from China in exchange for research. Texas A&M disclosed $450 million from Qatar and $100 million going to their engineering experiment station. While significant progress has been made by our institutions, there's still more work that needs to be done. House Bill 127 directly addresses these gaps by mandating oversight from the Texas Higher Education Coordinating Board. House Bill 127 would ensure that all foreign funding is properly accounted for and would close the existing loopholes. House Bill 127's screening of foreign researchers and restrictions on partnerships with adversarial nations are essential to prevent espionage and reduce the threat of intellectual property theft. Thank you, Chairman Hefner, and I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Could you, I think it was Ms. Bierly, could you tell me under the cancer research, it was $61 million given to UT. Could you give us those numbers again?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you, Representative, for your question. $61 million from China for MD Anderson. And this is reported under Section 117 of the U.S. Department of Education, and I can send you this information as well.
Okay, and what were the other ones from UT and A&M? How much money was given to them and from who?
$450 million from Qatar, and then $100 million going to their engineering experiment station, but this is from Qatar and Russia.
Okay, $450 million from Qatar, and what university was that given to?
A&M.
A&M. Okay, and then what was the third one?
This is also to A&M as well. This was going to their engineering experiment station. But Representative, I want to make you aware that these are just two schools. There are many other schools that we have information on as well. However, these were just two that I happen to highlight in here. However, under Section 117, it does give full list of Texas schools.
Okay, and then thank you for that. And then in addition to this money that we're given from schools, what are they expecting in return?
Thank you, Representative, for your question. So under Section 117, there's two types of transactions that are documented. One is gifts and the other is contracts. Gifts, on one hand, are unrestricted. The university can do whatever they see fit with that money. With contracts, on the other hand, there is something at stake here. The funder of the project can guide what is going on in these research projects, and also they can have updates whenever they please. They can also change the research projects as they see fit. So if you're involved in a contract with a nation who has adversarial agendas to the United States, it raises questions about this intellectual property that that's at play.
Okay, getting back to the contract, what was the first one? DIBS, D-I-B-S? And then two types of...
gifts. Sorry, Representative. Gifts. G-I-F-T-A. G-I-F-T-S.
Sorry.
Yes.
Gifts. Okay. So... they're using the best and brightest of our students to undermine our country. Is that a correct thought?
Thank you, Representative, for your question. That is definitely a question at play here. I think when you look at the track record of which nations are targeting our Texas universities, it certainly does raise questions like that. And I think House Bill 127 does an excellent job at closing those loopholes and making all Texans and taxpayers assured that there is transparency and, in this case, a lot of accountability.